Your contact page really plays a crucial role in facilitating conversation and communication with a new client. It helps you to build trust. It helps you to enhance your client experience and customer service, and it creates that engagement that we all want. It's an important element of your website that you can't afford to overlook. You're listening to the Copywriter On Call podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Gillis, copywriter, word magic maker, and owner of What Sarah Said. On this podcast, you'll feel empowered to show up online in a way that has you saying, "That's so me." Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of the Copywriter On Call podcast. I am your host, Sarah Gillis, and I am logging some on-call hours solo today to help you optimize what I think is one of the most overlooked pages on your website, the contact page. Now picture this. You find someone on Instagram that you would love to work with for your business. So you click the link in their bio, scroll through their website, and find yourself on their contact page. You're ready to inquire about their services. So you submit your name, your email address, and a brief description about what you're looking for. And then you click submit. What you see is, "Thanks for your message." And you're left with nothing else. Just a blank screen with a thank you message that doesn't give you anything else to do in the meantime. You're just waiting for that inquiry response. Now, that is the reality of what your clients might be experiencing if you haven't taken the time to strategically write and optimize your contact page. Now, this is a really common thing, and it's a huge missed opportunity in my point of view. As one of the 4 core website pages, your contact page needs to be crafted and written strategically. All too often, clients will just insert the generic contact form element, use a header with words like "get in touch" or "say hello," and call it a day. But as your friend and copywriter, I've got to be straight up. I got to tell you, that's just not going to cut it. And it might be enough to get your website off the ground because, hello, we've all been there. But it's just not what I would suggest doing if you really want your website to work for you. So if you want real leads to be generated, let's talk through how we can optimize your contact page and really dig in to why it matters so much for your clients. So let's think through a little exercise for a minute. If someone finds you on social media and then goes to your website, they want more information. So they're going to browse around for a minute. Maybe they'll look at your about page, maybe they'll look at your services, and then they'll probably glance at your portfolio. If they're interested enough in what they see, they're going to navigate to your contact page. And again, this is probably the last page that they're going to check before they say yes or no to inquiry. So let's not fumble the ball here. Let's go full on slam dunk. And again, I'm a hockey girl, so forgive me. But let's make sure that your copy encourages them to actually follow through. Again, packing in the personality on your homepage or your about page or your services page. That's important, but we shouldn't leave your contact page behind. So to put it simply, here are the things that your contact page is responsible for. Moving somebody from, I'm interested, to an actual real lead. Building a relationship with them personally and not just, "Hey, I'd love to hear from you," and actually giving them a reason to stick around enough to hit that send button on their inquiry form. All right, let's get to the meat of the episode. I've got 4 ways for you to optimize your contact page so that you can have better results. First, let's ditch the "get in touch" or "say hello" headlines. When I'm talking with my clients about creating headlines that will work for them across their website, generic copy phrases like "get in touch" just doesn't cut it. Your website copy should be packed with personality from the homepage to the contact page. And so it should sound like you. And I understand I'm a writer at heart, right? This comes easily to me, but it might not for you. And so let's think through some opportunities here. Even if you're DIYing your website copy, there is a way for you to say no thanks to the general copy that a lot of different people rely on and make it personal to you and your business. So how can you grab someone's attention on your contact page without saying, get in touch? Maybe you can put on your creative thinking cap I know you have one. And just think beyond what everyone else is already saying. Here are a few ways that I like to have my clients think through how to create a headline that really encapsulates who they are and what they do. Consider your ideal client's pain points and then speak to that directly. So if you are offering up that solution, like a better photography experience right this way, that is better than get in touch. Keep it short and sweet, right? Headlines are short and sweet for that purpose. They grab our attention and then allow us to move on. So make it creative, but don't make it complicated. Try and think through what kind of emotion you want to evoke. How do you want someone to feel when they're about to inquire with you? Excited? Eager? Relieved? Use your headline to point to those emotions. Then finally, point to that benefit. What is the benefit of saying yes and submitting this contact form? Even if they don't book you, they're taking one step in the right direction. So how do you communicate that? You focus on that benefit. So if you're struggling coming up with a headline, I'm going to put a link for you in the show notes to this really awesome headline analyzer. It can help you analyze your headlines, but also come up with some great new ideas to really freshen up and optimize your contact page. Here's my second tip for you. On your contact page, consider adding an FAQ section. So more often than not, when someone is contacting you for the first time, they probably have questions. I mean, we do a really good job trying to anticipate all of the questions that a potential client might have on our services page or our homepage or wherever. But they might have more questions that are specific to them. And it's really true for people who are inquiring with photographers. Everybody wants to know all of the logistics, timing, pricing, location. And so you can get ahead of their potential questions by creating an FAQs section. Now, you won't be able to anticipate all of their questions, but you can make a dent, right? So when you do this, the purpose is to have your potential client be like, oh, I was thinking that and they already answered it. They know exactly what I need. That's a feeling we want people to have right before they hit inquire. All right, we've already covered the first two tips, which is all about that headline and creating that FAQ section to really anticipate your client's questions. Now let's move on to number 3. How can you customize the actual fields, the questions you're asking in your contact form to better qualify your leads? We all know what those generic contact forms look like: name, email address. How can I help? But what do you really want to know from your people? How can you level up the way that your people interact with you by simply adding or deleting a few questions on your inquiry form? Here's some ideas to customize this for your business. Maybe you have a checkbox or a drop-down list of different services that you offer so they can choose what they're most interested in. And that then provides you with a better idea of what they're inquiring about. It also gives you a quick clue as to what kind of email automations you might want to send, whether they're a newborn client or a family client. You can also ask them where they found you or how they heard about you. This is really important. This gives you some great insight into your marketing efforts and really helps you assess, am I putting my time where it matters most? You can also ask them to provide links to their social media platforms or to their website. Or if you're serving clients on a date specific or a time specific way, you can ask them things like, when's your due date? Or when's your wedding date? Or what's your budget for this project? These are all great questions to ask. So you also want to be very clear when you're asking these questions, when a person can expect to hear back from you. So they are putting in the time and the effort to create this inquiry. And before they hit send or after they hit send or both, you should tell them when they can expect to hear from you. Maybe it's 24 hours. Maybe it's 24 business hours. Maybe it's I'm in the office on Mondays and Thursdays. Whatever it is, give them that clear identification of when they can expect to hear from you. The last tip is to give them something to do while they're waiting to hear back from you. Now, as a consumer, when we want to buy something, we typically feel excited, unless it's insurance. But when we've been searching for a product or a service that will really solve a problem or bring delight to our lives, we want that immediate gratification. And Inquiring through a form doesn't necessarily deliver that. And honestly, I don't necessarily believe that instant gratification is our responsibility as service providers to offer. But at the same time, what can you deliver in a way to capitalize on that excitement? So let's think through offering additional resources, additional content to keep these potential clients excited while they wait to hear back from you. What might that look like for your business? Maybe you point them to a blog post or an Instagram series that you have. Maybe you point them to a podcast like this. Or you give them an opportunity to connect with you on social media where they can DM you and say, I'm so excited, I just inquired. This can help to build the relationship, but also give them purposeful things to occupy their time while you formulate a great response. Overall, your contact page really plays a crucial role in facilitating conversation and communication with a new client. It helps you to build trust. It helps you to enhance your client experience and customer service. And it creates that engagement that we all want. It's an important element of your website that you can't afford to overlook. So I encourage you this month to take the time to audit your current contact page and see how you're performing. Are you giving this client the best experience they can have? If not, make a few simple tweaks, and I bet your client experience will improve. As always, thanks for tuning in. And this is your Copywriter on Call, signing off. Thanks for listening to the Copywriter on Call podcast. If this episode has you feeling all sorts of inspired to show up as yourself online, click that subscribe button so you don't miss my stories or practical advice to help you express your quirky, vulnerable, and authentic self online. Chat soon.